Way home at Chicago Stadium, 62-48, the Chicago lead over the Atlanta Hawks in Game 1 of their Eastern Conference first-round series. This is the Reebok Halftime Report. I'm Ernie Johnson. This is Don Nelson, the head coach of the Golden State Warriors. You know, Chicago, there are some doubters saying, their reign is about to end, but this bunch looks pretty good, Nelly.
Well, I'm one of them, and I'll admit that. I think it is going to end somewhere along the line, but maybe not in this series. You know, you'd like to say somebody else is doing a little something, but it comes back to Michael Jordan. He's got 23 for 23. That's number 23. And it's the Chicago defense.
Yeah, Hawks were hanging with them for a while, but Chicago's starting to pull away, and they lead by 14 at the break. Now, Game 2 of our Friday night doubleheader will match up the Phoenix Suns and the Los Angeles Lakers. Let's look into that series a little more as we talk with Randy Funn, the head coach of the Lakers, who joins us from the America West Arena in Phoenix. And Randy, I got to point out the fact that they swept the season series from you and that everything on paper says Phoenix should win this thing. How do you convince your guys they can make this thing competitive?
Well, you know, there's no shortcuts to beating the Phoenix Suns. You know, we're very aware of that. They're a very good basketball team. If there was a way that was an easy way to beat this team, one of the NBA teams in this league would have found out, and it would have gone around and people would have known. So we just have to play good basketball. It's very obvious. You got to play good basketball in a lot of areas. You have to take care of a lot of people, and it's just a matter of us upping our game in a lot of different areas if we're going to compete with the Phoenix Suns.
Randy, this is Nelly. What are you going to do with Barkley? When we played him, you know, when we double-teamed him, it was almost worse. They spread you out. They've got the great outside shooters. What in the world are you going to do with this guy?
Well, you know, he does it all, and I think if you look back at the kind of season he's had all the way to last summer in the Olympics, the guy's just really taken over the Western Conference, and we're just going to have to give him a lot of looks. There's a lot of different ways to play him. We've got some different things in mind, but from that standpoint, I just think you got to try to keep him off balance and hope that the other people don't hurt you too bad.
Randy, Worthy's got to play big for you. If he doesn't play big, I can't see that you have much of a chance. How many minutes do you think you can get out of him?
Well, I don't think there's any doubt we'll shorten up the rotations. That's something that we've done here with this team over the years. When we won championships, a lot of times we'd shorten the rotation to 7 guys when we got deep into the playoffs. So we'll try to shorten it up and get effective minutes out of James. We'll just have to see how the game goes. But James Worthy, AC Green, Vlade Divac will have to play big minutes for us to be successful against this team.
Coach, how is Anthony Peeler feeling? Is he available?
Well, Anthony will not play, I'm sure, at all in this first series. If we do have the opportunity to go past this first series, then maybe Anthony would be a possibility. And it's a big loss for us. But Phoenix has lost Kevin Johnson, and from that standpoint, it's a little easier to aim at them. But that's a big loss for us. Anthony had come on great later part of the season, and we'll really miss him.
Randy Funn, thank you so much for joining us. Good talking to you, and we wish you the best of luck against the Suns.
All right, thanks a lot.
Randy Funn joining us from America West Arena. So now what are your thoughts on that series? Can they take one against Phoenix?
No, I think Randy's smart in saying let's shorten the rotations right away because I don't think he's going to get deep into the playoffs.
That is Game 2 of our Friday night doubleheader. You're going to see the Phoenix Suns and the LA Lakers from America West Arena right after our Chicago-Atlanta game. And coming up, we'll take a look at Indiana and New York. They're tipping it off at Madison Square Garden in their Eastern Conference first rounder. The highlights are next. At the half, 62-48 over the Atlanta Hawks. Coach Don Nelson back with us. What did you do in the playoffs to get your guys ready, to get them focused? You ever take any of these trips and get away from it all?
I've tried everything. The main thing that you want to do is to get total concentration mentally and physically. You don't want to worry about taking the garbage out. You don't want to worry about the press. You want to get somewhere isolated where it's just you and your ball club.
I ought to try that. I'm tired of taking the trash out, too. Pat Riley's one of those guys who is a firm believer in getting away from it all. And it's not for R&R, but Charleston, South Carolina has been his choice last playoffs and this playoffs. You don't hear the cabbies honking their horns. You hear the horses' hooves on the cobblestone in quaint Charleston, South Carolina. First shots of the Civil War were fired in this city, and the Knicks prepare for battle in Charleston. They were there last Monday, stayed through Wednesday, and in between 4 intense practices as the Knicks readied for the Pacers.
And you're going into the most important part of your season. I think you should go somewhere and regroup and renew and reaffirm exactly what your goals are. You know, if there wasn't time, we wouldn't do it, but we do have time to do it, and I think a couple of days down here really refocus us in on what we have to do.
Well, it's way different in New York City. I think there's somewhere to come relax, and it's the South, and, you know, not knocking it, you know, it got a lot going on down here. But, you know, we come down just for business and practice and go back to our room and get ready and really concentrate on the Pacers.
One thing that happens during the regular season is you come in with all your plays and everything, and then you run them, you get better, but you slack down, you slack off on a couple of key things, and this is a great opportunity for us to sharpen up on some of the things that we want to do in the playoffs.
I'm very aware of the history here, but no, we have not come down here and searched out any of the relics of the past, you know. But maybe there is something about Charleston and the fact that we have a warlike mentality. You know, maybe it was just sort of something that that came with the territory.
We're not enjoying the seaside climate, I can tell you that. He's General Patton. I mean, he's a guy who he likes war. He likes the history of it all, and he uses that to kind of teach us. And I guess we're his little soldiers.
His little soldiers aren't doing too badly. Pat Riley picking the right place in Charleston because his guys are out of the gate quickly tonight. Patrick Ewing with the block. Here comes that little soldier, Doc Rivers. Going to find the big soldier, Charles Oakley, who throws it down. Now, Rick Smits tries to answer. Nelly, how do you get this thing to go in?
I don't know, but I made one like this in the 7th game that won the World Championship for us. You ought to get 2.5 for that.
I don't think that one's going to win the world title, but shoot, it was worth showing. Oakley and Ewing right here. What a nice look to number 33, who throws it down. But a moment of concern for the New York faithful because Patrick going up to try to block Sam Mitchell and hits the deck at Madison Square Garden. Went to the side for a while, did return to the game. And New York is enjoying a 60-46 lead over the Pacers. They are at the break, and we will be right back.
Well, last time we criticized the team for not playing well in the first half. They ended up winning in Portland. So I don't think we can be too critical, but they better get their offense rolling.
So the Hawks trying to take a page out of the Spurs book. They won their opener last night. The third period just ahead from Chicago.